Hey guys, this is Alachi, and this is my review for Kraven the Hunter, a solid action movie about a badass hunter infused with the powers of some of the deadliest animals that roam the world. Hunting bad guys to add to his questionably moral trophy collection, along the lines of like the Green Arrow or the UHC CEO assassin. That kind of thing. There's only one problem here with this, is that despite the fact that that's the movie I would have liked to have seen, where, this dude just has the power and strength of a lion and the cunning hunting power of a panther or a cheetah, the speed of a horse, and maybe the keen eyesight of a hawk, and just go around killing people who just do the worst, scummiest things on the planet. That is the thing I think that Sony should have just stuck with and been like, yeah, that's it. Kind of like the Punisher, the Punisher. Just like the Punisher. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. No, they couldn't do that. No, they couldn't do that. So what did they decided to do is take this premise, this amazing premise here of, Kraven the Hunter, and then just smother the film with these half-baked, uninteresting characters. Just one on top of the other, on top of the other. And because that wasn't enough, they're like, you know what we should also do? We should also take a good quarter of the film and shove this boring backstory about what happened to Kraven and his brother when they were teenagers. And it's supposed to be his origin story of how he got his powers. But once you watch it, you're just like, I don't care. That wasn't interesting at all. I'd rather just see you be a badass and kick people's asses. And that's it. That's all I want to see. That's all you needed to be. And then instead it's like, oh no, here we go. Like, here's your backstory for 25 minutes to half an hour. And oh, that's great. So this kick-ass hunter now has mommy and daddy issues. And you're just like, I don't want to hear about this. This doesn't make you more badass. It just makes you seem like, oh God, trauma. And I get it, it works for Batman, but it doesn't work for Kraven the Hunter. So that's my non-spoiler version of how I feel about this film. But let me just talk about a few things that I think will clarify why I feel like this film is overstuffed with completely dumb characters that just did not need to be in here. All we wanted to see was Kraven the Hunter kick ass. I mean, just go after baddies and just fuck them up. That's all I wanted to see. I saw the trailer and I was like, ooh, this could really work, showing you really bloody stuff. This is violent. This is like Rambo style violence. I'm like, yeah, I mean, you don't see that from comic book films hardly ever, except for The Predator. And so I was just like, this could be good. This could be good. Like, I mean, he takes a bear trap, uses it to snap a guy's head. I was just like, I love that. This is so good. And then you realize when you get into the film that all those violent scenes that are in the trailer, that's all you get. That's all you get. The 8-minute intro that I think you can watch on YouTube, which is I think the first 8 minutes of the film, and then cut in all the violent action sequences from the trailer. That's it. That's all the Kraven the Hunter you get. The rest is just fucking Calypso, The Foreigner, Rhino, Chameleon. Just don't care. Okay, so we start off with this awesome scene where Kraven is breaking into looks like Siberian prison, and just so that he can kill somebody, right? He's going to kill the leader of this gang. And I love that scene. I thought it was really good. It showed how clever he was. It showed, his ability to blend in, his ability to adapt, his ability to move really fast and just kick ass. That's it. And then Suddenly you cut to the backstory, which literally goes on for like half an hour, where you find out that Sergei Kravinov and his brother, what's his name? Dmitry, both live under an oppressive father played by Russell Crowe. And their father, Nikolai, is just one of those guys who's just like, you're not man enough. You're not man enough. And seriously, that's his one line. Just, it's not the one line, but it's every other line he says is a version of that, of just basically like, you're not tough enough. Be a man. You're not tough enough. So both Sergei and Dimi are traumatized by their father constantly telling them they're not man enough, that they need to be stronger, they need to be tougher, they need to be the alphas. And you're just like, I get it. And that beat plays over and over and over and over and over and over again in this film. And then on top of that, they gave them mommy issues too, because apparently their mom was sent off to a mental institution because she was weak. She was the prey. She was a prey. Don't be like your mommy. She's a prey. And, she apparently commits suicide, and they're traumatized by that. So their dad takes them on a hunting trip, because, that's what you do when, your mom dies, is you take the kids to a hunting trip, because that toughen you up. You kill some lions, so you make you a man. So, of course, they're hunting like the ultimate lion prey, the man hunter. And Sergei has this connection to animals, and he just sort of like, vibes with them. So when he sees the man hunter, the ultimate lion, he doesn't want to shoot it, because he's just sort of like, we connected. I'm the alpha. All right. You realize that. I realize that. I don't need to shoot you to prove that I'm the alpha. I've zoned in. You've seen me, see my eyes. And so they kind of have this connection, him and the lion. And then the father, Nikolai, shoots the manhunter lion. And the lion gets pissed off, like tears into Sergei and takes off with him. Meanwhile, Calypso is told by her grandma that she's going to need to save somebody someday because she's got power in her. That's it. That's the whole backstory of Calypso. She's got power. And by the way, here's this vial. You're going to need to heal somebody with this vial. We don't know what's in the vial. Doesn't matter. It's not important. And also, here's a tarot card. All right, so take the tarot card and the vial. And, when you see somebody hurt, maybe just give them both of these, and then you're set. That's your backstory. You're just like, what? You're not going to tell me, like, what's this? How do we figure out this vial of liquid that basically infuses you with the powers of animal predatorness? Just what? Okay, like nothing. Don't even know. Like later on, when we fast forward, Calypso's all grown up. She's a corporate lawyer, so who's supposed to represent good. I'm like, yeah, okay, so a lawyer's gonna be the good guy. Okay, well, it's a stretch, but whatever. And then apparently she's got like awesome bow skills. She's like able to take like a 70-pound crossbow and just be like, and I'm just like, you're not gonna explain how she was able to do that. No training. We don't even get a montage to figure out how she has all this background to be able to, just be able to do archery. Just all of a sudden she's like, I had summer camp, so that explains that. You're just like, huh? No, nothing, no details, nothing. So when she finds Sergei having had the lion maul him, she's like, here, Granny gave me this vial. I'm gonna stick this in your mouth. Here's my tarot card. Call me when you're older or whatever. And now you've got the power of animal. Yay, Kraven the Hunter. I didn't need to see that. That didn't add anything to me. It didn't explain anything to me. It's a backstory that explains nothing. I still don't understand how you got your powers. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So they, he eventually goes to that Siberian prison to kill that gang leader, because apparently that gang leader had killed her girlfriend. And because her girlfriend had whistleblown this organization. And the whole time they're still not explaining anything. I don't know who the bad guys are. I don't know what they're done. She blew something, and you're just like, but what did she whistleblow? Like drug company or, a drug organization. It doesn't really matter. Like the bad guys they could be poachers, they could be drug dealers. Like, what's the limitation of how you decide who's worth going after, right? You're just sort of like, is the number like 5? They've had to kill more than 5 people, done more than, 60 grams of cocaine deals. Like, what are we talking here? Like, there's no sense of like what Kraven actually decides, how he decides who he's going to hunt after, right? He's a manhunter now, but what he just chooses who he's going to hunt. Why? I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason to it. His dad is a drug lord, a crime boss. He doesn't kill his dad, despite the fact that his dad, mentally or emotionally abuses he and his brother, and is a drug lord or some sort of crime boss. He goes after other crime bosses. You're just like, what's your metrics here? I don't get it. So his motivations are super muddled, and you don't really get behind them because you're just sort of like, it's a hit list. It could be anybody. It's pretty fucking generic. And then, then you have all these like characters that just keep getting thrown in here, and you don't care. There's no backstory to them. He has a nemesis coming after him, a guy named the Foreigner who can mesmerize people and hypnotize them with his eyes. And he basically counts to 3 and then can hypnotize you so that you don't move, and he can get into position and then kill you. And you're just thinking to yourself like, 1, 2, bam, he's behind you, ready to blow your head off, right? You only looked at him. You didn't even see anything. You're just like, okay, that's kind of interesting, right? But when he goes toe-to-toe with Kraven, this Foreigner guy literally has a gun to Kraven's head, who he's already drugged, right? And Kraven's already down, beaten, drugged. He then proceeds to count to 3. He proceeds to count to 3. He's already got the gun to his head. What I can understand when you're on the other side of the room, you need to mesmerize them so you can get behind them or get in a position where you got them. You're in that I got you moment, right? Dodge this moment. No, he's got the gun to his head. He's ready to blow his head off. And Kraven's down. He then proceeds to count to 3. I'm just like, no, you don't count to 3. You just do it. What the It makes no sense. So you have this, the whole time you've got this guy who's going after him, chasing him, the Foreigner. You have Calypso, you got his fucking daddy issues, mommy issues on top of there. Then you got this Foreigner 1, 2, 3 who can't shoot anyone until he's gone through counting to 3, like count fucking like retard. And then you've got Rhino. It's this guy that his dad picked on once in a safari. Just another generic crime boss who then drops this backstory where he's like, oh, by the way, I got this secret serum from a guy in New York who said he could make me a tough guy. I wanted to be a stronger dude, so he just shot me up with some shit. And now I turn into a rhino. You're like, would you like to expand upon this? He just drops that line, just sort of like, oh yeah, by the way, I got these shots a few years back in NYC, and then now I got like a horn coming on my head, and I got tough rhino skin. Anyways, what were we talking about? You're just like, whoa, can we go back for a second? And I know they only dropped that line in there so that we could figure out, how the chameleon becomes a chameleon later. But it's just sort of like, you introduce all these characters and then you try to give them a backstory, but then you don't even show us or explain the backstory. Again, just sort of like Calypso, again, like the Foreigner. Where do you come from? What's his motivation? I don't know. Just these people are just in here and they're just taking up my fucking screen time where I need to be seeing Kraven do badass things. But instead, no, we got to spend time with this dude with his tough rhino skin just trying to take over as a crime boss. How generic and boring is that? And then, of course, we come to Russell Crowe's character, Nikolai, who just chews up more scenery, constantly talking about how my kids, I try to make them tough, but, they're not tough, and then that's it. That's the whole movie. That's the whole movie. It's just, is Kraven as this kind of bait in the background, just sort of like, hey, you're gonna watch this guy kick ass, man. He's gonna fuck shit up. And it's like, no, we got Calypso, and she's walking around in heels in this back alley in New York, and just, as high corporate lawyers do, any given day of the week in New York City, I suppose, so they can make back alley deals. And she's supposed to be this badass lawyer, who just has all these skills, who can find things out. And, Kraven relies on her. He's just like, yeah, I need your background skills. Otherwise, I can't take down these bad guys. I'm a hunter. And you can't figure things out on your own without this lawyer helping you look stuff up. Then she proceeds to look stuff up, gets bad intel that then puts him in mortal danger. He then proceeds to say he couldn't do it without her. Why is she in this film? Why? She's not useful. She's not helpful. And she's just taking up time. Everyone just takes up time in this film, where I just need to be seeing Kraven just hunting people all day long, like the Predator, So, yeah, this film was just ridiculously stupid. It didn't need to be. It was a very simple premise about a guy who is a vigilante and has the powers of an animal and can rip people apart. That's just perfect. Done deal. Like, instead, it's just like, let me just paint you over all these boring ass stories I'm going to force you to watch for 2 hours. Ugh, what a waste. I'm going to give Kraven the Hunter a D-. Absolutely waste of time. All right, guys, let me know what you guys thought about Kraven if you've seen it. And thanks so much for watching. And if you'd like to watch more, you can click right here or right here to watch more now. Until next time, see you on the flip side. Boom, 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 boom.